Whenever a product becomes popular and highly successful, copycats are par for the course. When the Nintendo Wii popularized motion controls, Sony, Microsoft, and many others followed suit with their own take on the technology's adaptation into video games. When Minecraft became a phenomenon, numerous titles followed suit with their own versions of builder games. When Call of Duty Modern Warfare popularized boots-on-the-ground first-person shooters with iron sight aiming and fast-paced arcade-style multiplayer, others scrambled to get a piece of the pie. The latest video game sensation is, of course, Battle Royale games, popularized by the smash hit title PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. In the few months that it's been out, the game has already sold over 24 million copies on PC alone, and there are no signs that this train will be stopping anytime soon. In the wake of this unprecedented success, as one might expect, copycats have emerged, and PUBG creator Brendan Greene had something to say about that in an interview with news outlet BBC. Here are the relevant quotes. "I want other developers to put their own spin on the genre, not just lift things from our game. I want this genre of games to grow. For that to happen, you need new and interesting spins on the game mode. If it's just copycats down the line, then the genre doesn't grow and people get bored. There's no intellectual property protection in games. In movies and music, there is IP protection and you can really look after your work. In gaming, that doesn't exist, and it's something that should be looked into. Some amazing games pass under the radar. Then someone else takes the idea, has a marketing budget, and suddenly has a popular game because they ripped off someone else's idea. I think it's something the industry needs to look into. You're protecting the work of artists, basically. Games are art for a large part, and so I think it's important they're protected." Now, is it just me or does Green's stance seem somewhat self-contradictory? On the one hand, he says that he hopes that the Battle Royale genre grows as games put new and interesting spins on the game mode, but on the other hand, he shuns games that borrow elements from PUBG by stating that they're ripping off someone else's idea while insisting that copycats will result in the genre becoming stale and suggesting that we should look into protecting ideas as IPs. This example in particular about someone else taking an idea, having a marketing budget, and suddenly having a popular game because they ripped off someone else's idea is undoubtedly a jab at Fortnite's Battle Royale. You may recall that on September 22nd, 2017, PUBG developer Bluehole Vice President Chang-Han Kim released the following statement. "We've had an ongoing relationship with Epic Games throughout PUBG's development, as they're the creators of Unreal Engine 4, the engine we licensed for the game. After listening to the growing feedback from our community and reviewing the gameplay for ourselves, we are concerned that Fortnite may be replicating the experience for which PUBG is known. The PUBG community has and continues to provide evidence of the many similarities as we contemplate further action." 2 days prior to that, on September 20th, 2017, Brendan Greene himself had this to say about Fortnite's take on Battle Royale during a Reddit AMA. "Other companies will of course enter the marketplace, but I would just hope they put their own spin on the game mode and not just make a carbon copy." It's very clear that both Greene and Bluehole aren't particularly fond of the fact that Fortnite borrowed heavily from PUBG. But here's the thing, Fortnite does feature a new and interesting spin on the Battle Royale game mode, as Greene himself encouraged in his latest statement. The game uses its own assets, it's got its own unique set of items and weapons, it's got its own shooting mechanics, and the ability to destroy objects, farm resources, and construct structures gives Fortnite a completely different dynamic. Few will disagree that Fortnite very much falls under the purview of a unique take on the Battle Royale genre. It's a very different game from PUBG at its core. Yes, the game does copy some elements like the 100-player size, the concept of skydiving onto a contained battle arena, and the implementation of an ever-shrinking electricity field, but these are all aspects of a game mode, not an entire game. Saying that a game is ripping off PUBG for borrowing these things is like saying that a shooter is ripping off other games of the genre for implementing a deathmatch mode. At the end of the day, these are all just templates for a gameplay format, but it's how these templates are used that defines whether a game distinguishes itself from others like it. Nobody's denying that Fortnite borrows from PUBG's template, but it's got enough of a unique take on that template to be its own game. So to be blunt here, I don't think that PUBG developers have any good reason to diss Fortnite. Green can't say that he wants the genre to grow with new and interesting spins on the game mode while dissing a game that does just that. Bluehole can't keep making a song and dance about how they pioneered Battle Royale games every time someone borrows from PUBG, especially since Bluehole didn't pioneer the genre, they merely popularized it. The concept of Battle Royale can be dated as far back as 1999 when Japanese author Koushun Takami published the novel Battle Royale, which received a very famous film adaptation released on December 20th, 2000. This novel would go on to inspire other popular Battle Royale works such as The Hunger Games, as well as Battle Royale video game mods for Minecraft or Arma 2. From there, one thing led to another, and these ideas eventually evolved and culminated into the release of PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. PUBG itself is an amalgamation of borrowed and inspired ideas, and not just in genre. The game borrows heavily from other game systems when it comes to things like shooting, movement, driving, inventory, health, user interface, and much more, but incorporates them in a unique enough way to distinguish itself from what it borrows from. Similarly, PUBG will inspire a lot of other works, and in turn, the genre will continue to evolve and grow and may pave the way for new innovations, new concepts, and new genres even. Similarly to what Nintendo Wii did for motion controls, what Minecraft did for builder games, and what Call of Duty Modern Warfare did for modern shooters. I believe that this endless cycle of borrowing, exchanging, and evolving ideas is something PUBG devs should embrace, not shun by claiming infringement or by seeking IP protection. If Green means what he says, then he and Bluehole will let games like Fortnite do their thing. This can actually be good for the industry as it will generate competition and ensure that PUBG developers stay on their toes and strive towards continuing their streak of being the de facto Battle Royale gameplay experience. Or hey, if another developer borrows PUBG's ideas, puts their own spin on it, and ends up making a far better game that overtakes PUBG, well, that's that. That's the nature of competition, evolution, and innovation. These are my opinions anyway. I'd love to hear what you think about all this in the comments below. With that, I would like to end this news update. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you found this video insightful, and if you enjoy my content, consider supporting me on Patreon to help this channel stay independent and self-sustained. And to be further updated on all things gaming news, reviews, and discussions, stay tuned right here on Young Yeah. I'll see you guys next time. Young out!